Game of Thrones, Season 8. The eighth and final season of Game of Thrones, which premiered in 2019, brought the epic saga to a close. With only 6 episodes, it was the shortest season of the series, focusing on the culmination of the battle against the White Walkers and the struggle for the Iron Throne. The season sparked intense debate among fans and critics, with its ambitious storytelling, character resolutions, and unexpected twists. Plot overview. Season 8 is divided into 2 major arcs, the battle against the Night King and the final fight for control of Westeros. The season begins with the characters uniting at Winterfell to face the army of the dead and ends with a dramatic reshaping of power in Westeros. The battle against the Night King. The season opens with the forces of the living gathering at Winterfell. Jon Snow, Kit Harington, Daenerys Targaryen, Emilia Clarke, and their armies unite with the Starks and Northern allies to confront the White Walkers. Jon reveals his true parentage. He is Aegon Targaryen, the legitimate heir to the Iron Throne, which creates tension between him and Daenerys. The long-awaited confrontation with the Night King unfolds in The Long Night, Episode 3. The Battle of Winterfell sees the combined forces of the living barely surviving an overwhelming assault. The turning point comes when Arya Stark, Maisie Williams, kills the Night King with a dagger, shattering his army and ending the White Walker threat. The struggle for the Iron Throne. With the White Walkers defeated, attention shifts to King's Landing. Daenerys grows increasingly isolated and paranoid as she faces resistance from the people of Westeros and the looming threat of Jon's claim to the throne. Tensions rise between Daenerys, Tyrion Lannister, Peter Dinklage, and Varys, Conleth Hill, who doubts her fitness to rule. In The Bells, Episode 5, Daenerys launches an assault on King's Landing. Despite the city's surrender, she chooses to burn it with dragonfire, killing thousands of innocent civilians. This act cements her descent into tyranny and leads to her downfall. The series finale, The Iron Throne, Episode 6, sees Jon Snow killing Daenerys to prevent further destruction. Drogon melts the Iron Throne in a symbolic gesture, and Bran Stark, Isaac Hempstead Wright, is elected king by the remaining lords and ladies of Westeros. Sansa Stark, Sophie Turner, becomes queen in the north, securing the North's independence. Arya sails west to explore unknown lands, and Jon is exiled to the Night's Watch. Major characters and arcs. Daenerys Targaryen, Emilia Clarke. Daenerys' arc culminates in her tragic fall. Once a liberator, her fear of betrayal and desire for power lead her to destroy King's Landing, alienating her closest allies and sealing her fate. Jon Snow, Kit Harington. Jon struggles with his loyalty to Daenerys and his sense of duty to protect the realm. His decision to kill Daenerys highlights his internal conflict and commitment to doing what is right, even at great personal cost. Arya Stark, Maisie Williams. Arya emerges as a hero by defeating the Night King, fulfilling her role as a protector of the living. Her decision to explore beyond Westeros underscores her independence and adventurous spirit. Sansa Stark, Sophie Turner. Sansa's leadership and political acumen shine as she secures the North's independence and establishes herself as a capable and just ruler. Tyrion Lannister, Peter Dinklage. Tyrion grapples with his loyalty to Daenerys and his realization that she has become a tyrant. His advocacy for Bran as king reflects his belief in the need for a just and impartial ruler. Bran Stark, Isaac Hempstead Wright. Bran's journey as the Three-Eyed Raven culminates in his election as King of the Six Kingdoms, symbolizing a break from the cycle of hereditary rule. Major themes. The nature of power. Season 8 explores how power corrupts and the dangers of unchecked ambition. Daenerys' descent into tyranny and the destruction of the Iron Throne reflect the series' critique of traditional notions of power, choice and sacrifice. Characters like Jon, Arya, and Tyrion make difficult choices to protect the realm, often at great personal cost. Their sacrifices highlight the complexities of morality and leadership. Legacy and change. The season emphasizes the importance of breaking cycles of violence and oppression. Bran's election as king and the establishment of a council to choose future rulers represent a shift toward a more democratic system. War and its consequences. The devastation of King's Landing underscores the human cost of war and the fragile nature of peace. The series challenges the notion of noble war, showing its brutal and indiscriminate impact. Key episodes: Winterfell, Episode 1. The season premiere reunites characters at Winterfell and sets the stage for the battle against the White Walkers. The Long Night, Episode 3. The Battle of Winterfell is an epic and divisive episode, featuring the defeat of the Night King and the end of the White Walker threat. The Last of the Starks, Episode 4. Daenerys faces betrayal and loss, including the death of her dragon Rhaegal and Missandei, further pushing her toward paranoia and vengeance. The Bells, Episode 5. Daenerys destroys King's Landing despite its surrender, marking her transformation into a tyrant. The episode features stunning visuals and significant character deaths. The Iron Throne, Episode 6. The series finale resolves the major conflicts, with Daenerys' death, the destruction of the Iron Throne, and Bran's election as king. Reception. Season 8 received mixed to negative reviews, with criticism focused on its pacing, character arcs, and resolution of major storylines. Many felt that Daenerys' descent into tyranny and the rapid conclusion of the White Walker threat were rushed and underdeveloped. However, the production values, including the visual effects and battle sequences, were widely praised. Peter Dinklage's performance as Tyrion Lannister remained a highlight. Despite the controversies, the season won multiple awards, including the Emmy for Outstanding Drama Series. Legacy and Impact. Season 8 remains one of the most polarizing finales in television history. While it delivered ambitious and visually stunning moments, its rushed storytelling and divisive character resolutions left many fans dissatisfied. Nonetheless, Game of Thrones remains a landmark series that redefined the fantasy genre on television and set new standards for production and storytelling. The final season's legacy continues to spark debate and discussion, cementing its place as a cultural phenomenon.